Hi guys, coming to you from Starkey Farmstead here in Southeast Louisiana. I wanted to talk to you about a very important topic, homeschooling your children. So I've actually had people inbox me, email me and ask me about homeschooling, about bringing their kids to the farm. Where do they need to start to homeschool their children? What are the steps? All right, now there is a website that I found recently that I find very interesting. It actually lists all 50 states, and it tells you what is required in every state for you to pull your children out of public school. Now, I'm sorry that I look hot and sweaty, but we're an active farmstead. We work 12-hour days. So when I make these videos, you can still smell wheelbarrow out there. I am always working. This is no time to be sitting down on your couch. This is no time to be fence sitting in America. You need to get prepared however you can with whatever's in your hand. Guys, you can do this. So you want to take your kids out of private or public school and you're unsure of what to do. Guys, I'm fixing to give you a website that I want you to go to if you're one of those parents. Check it out. And yeah, I do actually understand that there are parents who are homeschooling that are Muslim, that are Jews, that are Hindu, that are gay, that are straight, that are Christian, single parents, two parents, grandparents raising their kids. I mean, I get that the model doesn't fit everybody, and I just think it's amazing for everybody to remove their children. I don't know if you guys know the statistics right now, but this is the highest in like over 100 years of children being homeschooled. Like 25% right now of all American kids are being homeschooled. Come on, America, take your children back. So let me get that information to you so that you know where to go to get the information that you're seeking. All right, because I do a lot of research for you guys, and I kind of vet these different programs out. I do have a master's plus 18. I taught for 7.5 years. I'm certified in special ed, regular ed, early childhood, and English as a second language. Okay, so have a lot. And then I was trained, I had a training certificate by the state of Louisiana to train daycare workers, the adults to train, to be daycare workers. So I'm telling you, when I tell you these sites are for real, and that is something that you need to check out, I honestly mean that. As an ex-educator, but I will always be an educator at heart. I am telling you guys, take your kids out of public schools. Let me get that information. Right, guys, where you want to go is called Public School Exit. I'm going to put a picture of the website. I'm going to put it in the little comment bottom. And once I learn how to do links, I'll eventually get back to that too. publicschoolexit.com. I think it's .com. Hold on. So I was correct. publicschoolexit.com. So before I finish up this video, let me tell you what my husband just came out here and told me. I have literally been up since 7 o'clock this morning, canning food, working in the garden, feeding the animals, running back and forth to all the chores I have, which I love my life. I'm not complaining. But I made him supper. I made him zucchini soup,
and forgot the pork chops.
And I was going to make him a meat because I have a husband who likes his meat. So I prepped the meat, put the tin foil, turned the oven on, and I set it in the refrigerator and walked off. Well, we wanted to add something to what I just did, and I said, well, grab it out of the oven. He checked, he's like, the meat's not in here, and I went, oh, wait. I put the casserole dish, covered in tin foil, into the fridge. So we get it out, we put the new seasoning on it, and I take it. You guys want to guess where I put it back?
2 hours later, I find it in the refrigerator.
I put it back in the fridge. It never went in the oven. So it looks like Stephen and I will not be eating supper. We won't be eating supper until probably like some ridiculous, 9:30 tonight. However, I do have zucchini soup. So you guys be looking for some shorts and my husband's expression when I try to feed him a zucchini soup, because we all know, if you've watched any of our shorts, he's like a 2-year-old in a tantrum when I attempt to give him vegetables. So, all right, let's finish this up so I can get inside and try to fix my mistake. On this channel, we're going to do homesteading topics. We're going to do all kind of topics. But guys, every now and then, I'm going to give you a video, and I'll pre-warn you that it is a trigger video, because there is something I think we all need to know. And that is, if you Hear the world right now. The minority are screaming and hollering and name calling and pushing their beliefs like I've never seen before on to people that don't necessarily believe them. And it's okay to share. I believe in First Amendment rights, all right? Here's the thing. You're forcing it. And you're trying to pass legislation to back up your opinion by telling me that I am not free to give mine. So we get deep into some topics. I know I gave a really hard hitter yesterday on now I'm considered an extremist. I mean, I know the Bible told us to expect it, but I guess I love my country so much. I love our Constitution. I've actually read it. Been to Washington, D.C. 5 times in my life, guys. My parents love America. My dad came out of I've told the story before, sharecropping family. He's 81 years old. You know, 1-room shack, 6 kids in a bed, did not finish high school, went on to become a successful debt-free business owner. He's 81 years old. He's still making money. He's putting out YouTube videos. Like my mom and dad are traveling right now. They have lived a great life, but they had values that they passed on to me. And I know I watched my parents to do what they did, and I watched what they said. Their words lined up with their actions, and they were successful. I'm now applying those principles and those words to my life. And I fully I have an expectation to be successful and that everything my hands touch will multiply, okay? Because the Bible tells me that, Deuteronomy 28. What I don't understand is how everything could have changed in 5 years, and now people want us to believe that their way is the only way, that it is the best way and the way it was always meant to be. It's 5-year theory. What happens in 15 years when all these kids going through gender surgeries at 13, chemical castration basically, and they realize at 21 and 22 when their brains quit developing that it was a phase, and now they want to go back to who they were meant to be, who God created them to be, and they can't. Guys, that's mutilation. And I know that it's an unpopular topic, but as a Christian and an American, I am telling y'all, my voice is going to be heard. I'm not going to die, go to heaven, and stand there with Jesus, and him look at me and go, you claim to have loved people, you claim to have loved children, and you said nothing. Samantha, you knew better, and you said nothing. So, we win some, we lose some. I lost a subscriber, gained one, and lost another one. I mean, it's just part of it. So here's my thing. I'm going to speak those truths. I just am. It is who I am. I love God. I love people. I'm just not going to have people, tell me that in the last 5 years, we've got 70 something genders. Like, it's insane, and it's insanity. And I'm not biting it. I'm not going to sit back and watch them mutilate children and keep my mouth shut, or watch men on TikTok attempt to breastfeed kids. It's sick, guys. It's sick. I know this is a garden channel. It's a forum setting channel, but you need to be aware of what's coming down. And when your president calls 85 million Americans extremists, we need to hear what they're saying to us. You're not falling in line. You're not mainstream. Therefore, you're our enemy. And I hate that, because I love America. I love America. And I'm just trusting that God's going to turn the tide. But it's going to take us to open our mouths and speak the truth. So you're going to hear me speak it, and you're going to hear me say what I honestly believe. And if that offends people, or their skin's not thick enough to take it, I apologize. Actually, I don't apologize. Like, grow some. Grow some. When I was growing up, I remember there was a kid that always ate his boogers in class. It's like 2nd grade, like way too old to be doing this nastiness. And the teacher would be like, don't eat your boogers. Don't eat your boogers. You want to know why the kid quit eating his boogers? Because the rest of us kids were like, don't touch me, you're nasty. But, you ain't playing with me, you eat your boogers. And probably until 4th grade, this kid was known as the kid that ate his boogers. And then that nickname fell off, and he grew up, and he's actually really productive with his life now. And he would probably laugh. Today's people would call that bullying. You guys bullied that child. No, he didn't. He did not conform to what was polite society. So like chickens, with one chicken that just won't get it in their head where they're supposed to roost on a pole, we henpecked them. Now you've got a bunch of kids running around, little boys going to school in dresses, and normally this would have been 20 years ago, that wouldn't have happened, because everybody else would have gone, what? It's not Halloween. What's wrong with you? That's your mama's dress. No. And the nonsense would have stopped. But see, they removed the ability for kids to kind of keep each other in check. I'm not talking about when kids bully other kids to death, guys. That's not what I'm talking about. But that's going to come back. Because now the kids who don't believe there's more than two genders, the kids who have been raised to think for themselves, are being bullied every day in public schools. So to end this video, here's the best advice I can give you guys. Take your children out of public and private schools. Take them out. Homeschool them. Find an elderly neighbor, an elderly parent, an aunt, a retired teacher, somebody at your church, a widow, and be like, hey, will you homeschool my kids on these days for me while I work? Mom, figure it out. Find a part-time job, even if you have to work at night and be home during the day. I'm just saying, guys, if there's a will, there's a way. Your children are being indoctrinated. If you don't want to hear that, I'm sorry. But when I was growing up, we were taught chromosomes. Do you remember that? Male is what? XY. Female's XX. So when I was actually asked the question, what is a female? I went, XX, period. That's female. Doesn't matter if she has all her genitalia correct. Doesn't matter if she was born a hermaphrodite. Doesn't matter if she can have children. It doesn't matter what she physically outside looks like. XX, she is female. If she died tomorrow, was buried in the ground 1,000 years, dug up, they would know she was female. This nonsense, these kids don't even know that. They don't even know that. Like, I asked adults that I go to church with, can you tell me what a female is? And they stood there. I was like, what is a woman? You know, and they were like, and I'm like, it's not a trick question. A woman is XX. A male is XY. End of discussion. It's like water is H2O. Come on, guys. God doesn't make it that difficult. He does not make it that difficult. When they have to make it so difficult that it's hard for you to follow, and they're changing the rules every day of the game, it's because they want you to fail. Okay? It's called indoctrination. It's why they're pushing this agenda on your kids. They want to turn them into revolutionaries. Stop letting it happen. I don't care what school your kid goes to. Right now, in that classroom, you have no idea what they're teaching your kids. And if you're a parent like me, your baby wouldn't come home and tell you what they were teaching them, because they already know what mama would do. Mama would have an attorney. I'm not one of those going to run in there and beat a teacher up. I'm going to hire an attorney. I'm going to have you arrested for teaching my kids things about sex that they don't need to know about. I mean, I'm going after you. I'm going after your teaching license. I'm going after you. My husband would probably beat you up and then beat your husband up. I mean, that's just, difference in opinion. But what I'm saying, guys, if your kids know that you're against all that, they're not going to come home and tell you. They're not. I don't care how much you think your child tells you everything. I was a school teacher, and I am telling you right now, they're not going to tell you. They're not. Because they don't want you to flip out. They don't want you to worry. They don't want to be picked on at school when you go up there and complain, and then the teacher brings it back up in class, and all the kids that believe in what the teacher believes in and not in what your child believes in begin to bully your kid. That's what I'm talking about. Take your children out of these schools. God gave them to you. You can do this. Everything that you need, you already have in your hands. You guys have a blessed day. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys soon.